Hey everybody, it's Chris Bumbray here again with another video review, this time for the Netflix action flick Extraction, starring Chris Hemsworth and directed by Sam Hargrave, the stunt coordinator for the Russo brothers, who makes his directorial debut with his hard-edged action flick. This one's actually produced and written by the Russos and feels very much like them taking the cool action choreography that they developed for the Marvel movies and using them in an earthbound, hardcore R-rated action flick that gives Hemsworth a legit action vehicle in the mold of what guys like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger would have done in the 80s. In fact, this film is truly cut from the same cloth as something like Rambo or Commando, and if you ever want to see what one of those movies would be like with Hemsworth in the lead, well then, Extraction is just for you. Jam-packed with action, the flick's about the son of a Mumbai drug lord who's kidnapped by his father's rival and taken to Dhaka in Bangladesh, where the baddie rules as a de facto monarch. Enter Hemsworth as Tyler Rake, a suicidal mercenary who, along with his crew, is hired to get the kid out of Dhaka in one piece, only to find himself betrayed and his crew killed, leaving him with this kid who everyone's out to kill. Rake has a choice: cut the kid loose and leave Dhaka, or take on the entire city in order to save the kid's life. And if you don't already know what choice he's going to make, well, then you have not seen many movies, now have you? More than anything, this is an excuse for a lot of action scenes, and quite honestly, that's just fine with me. Hemsworth has struggled to define himself outside of Thor, and he's a lot easier to take as a badass mercenary with a past than as a hacker, as in Michael Mann's Black Hat, which I'll admit I still find kinda underrated. Some of the fight scenes are really great, with some excellent shootouts and novelty kills, including a pitchfork to the face, although I have to say they pull their punches a little bit with the outcomes, meaning this isn't exactly Schwarzenegger in the tool shed in Commando. Even still, the choreography and stunt work here is top shelf, with the Russos and Hargraves clearly using their Marvel skills to make a pretty hard-edged film. In terms of action, there are loads of shootouts and some really memorable hand-to-hand scraps, including a nifty one with the star of an upcoming Marvel film, whose identity I won't spoil, but is using some of the fancy new moves that he's developed here in his battle with Hemsworth. Also notable is the performance of Bollywood actor Randeep Hooda as a well-trained operative of the boy's father who's forced into an antagonistic role and seems Hemsworth's equal as far as brawn goes. He has a lot of charisma, as does Golshifteh Farahani as Hemsworth Contact, a skilled fighter in her own right. The movie does fall prey to some clumsy melodrama, with a long section in the middle spelling out all the tragedy and pathos in Hemsworth's character in a way that I really don't think they needed to, and seems like it was just added to give him a chance to emote. I kind of wish they'd gone the 1917 route and made it more of an experience, and certainly the technical aspects of the film are top shelf, with Newton Thomas Siegel's cinematography being excellent and some really effective single takes being used, including a really cool one in a hair-raising car chase halfway through. Of course, these probably aren't actually single takes, they're probably just simulated single takes as in 1917, but pretty effective. One of my complaints, though, is that while Rudharakash Jaiswal is good as the boy Hemsworth has to protect, the relationship isn't quite as affecting as maybe it could have been, and I'm not sure why that is. Maybe the writing is a little too one-note. The villain also could have used a little more screen time, although certainly he's set up as evil, with his henchman pitching a random street kid off a roof earlier in the film to make a cold-blooded point. Definitely, Extraction earns its hard R rating, and it's rare these days to see a big-budget movie be so unapologetically brutal. It's definitely a fun Netflix watch and a welcome break from all this COVID-19 talk, so definitely check it out. For JOBLO.com, I give this one a pretty solid 7 on 10. Till next time, I'm Chris Bumbray.